So that's what I've learned. Like, I don't know how it is for other people, but especially for me, I don't like dividing my focus into too many different places. I don't think that's a very fun journey. I think you have to be realistic with yourself. And I think what you should really do is you have to view it like this. So maybe at in a normal day, what might happen is if you're doing three different things or you're running three different businesses, on a normal day, you can keep your head above the water. That's not a problem, right? But what happens that I've at least found with myself and maybe with others as well is that there's points and times where certain companies are going to take up more of your bandwidth, more of your bandwidth, more of your bandwidth. And then there's certain times where all of the companies will take up, or all the things that you're doing will take up all of your bandwidth. And in that case, you can work 140% harder than you already work. It's impossible. So you have to understand that, if you have to do a little bit of contingency planning. Although it's unlikely that all of these things are going to have a problem at the exact same time, there is a possibility, in which case you're going to end up doing yourself a disservice if you can't dedicate the time you need to each one of these different things. That's actually the biggest thing that I probably learned this year. And that's probably the biggest change I've made this year, which is I have really cut back on anything that is not agency related. So last year I was still the director of marketing at that agency. I was playing cricket on the weekends and practicing a whole bunch because, like I thought it was summer and I wanted to sort of go about it. And I thought I could manage it. It shouldn't be a problem. I was doing the agency and I was trying to do a whole bunch of other things as well, which was honestly a very unsatisfactory experience. Like I don't think I was excelling at any one of these things. I couldn't really dedicate 100% of myself to any one of these things. And really, you have to dedicate yourself 100% to challenging things, because what happens is that the great idea doesn't come in the first 4 hours of you working. It comes when you are so tired and you just push through a little bit more, and that's when, for me at least, the great ideas really do come. So, and you don't really have that opportunity. You don't really have that opportunity to kind of sit down, really think about the things within a specific space. So now what I'm doing is anything that's sort of unrelated to agency, I'm not really doing it. Even if I want to do it, even if I think it's going to be, fun or it's going to have some sort of materialistic impact on my life, if it's not agency related, I don't really do it. And I am in disbelief that I was even trying to do all those things last year, because right now I'm just doing the agency stuff and I'm like super busy, but the results are really good, right? Because right now I can dedicate as much time as I want. I could really sit down, spend the 5 hours on deep work and really understand how things are kind of mixing and meshing together. And I'm able to move a lot faster and it's a lot more satisfactory of an experience. In other times where I've kind of invested into many different things, it just felt like I was putting in sort of like I was just going through the motions. I was just doing things for the sake of doing them instead of really understanding what it meant or like giving it the time that it sort of needed to blossom. I was just kind of running around with like a chicken with his head cut off, not really going anywhere too fast. So yeah.